up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Resistance. And I had to bring this to you live, straight out of Florida, okay? So straight out of Florida, community activist Ben Frazier, arrested in Jacksonville State Building by Governor DeSantis' handlers. His handlers locked him up. Well, his handlers actually called the cops to get him locked up because he didn't have credentialed press passes. He wasn't credentialed media. So they said he had to leave. He refused to leave. He was there to redress his grievances. And guess what? They called the cops on him. Got him locked up. Shout out to Osa Craig, Abdullah Ibrahim. Shout out to all y'all. Let's get into it, man.
He is an enemy of the people, and you too are an enemy of the people. Yes, sir, you are. You're attempting to stop us from gathering peaceably in a public building. That, sir, is appalling and absurd. This is a public meeting. This is a public official. This is a public building. We have a right to be here, and we are not moving.
Make sure y'all share this.
We're not moving. Now, where's the governor? Is he going to run and hide, or will he face the people?
They finally caught this on a national level, y'all. This is everything that we've been fighting for, us auditors within the community trying to expose, but this is finally being caught on a national level. Governor DeSantis, his handlers, one of his handlers is right in front of him, in front of Ben Frazier right here, and he's trying to apply a smooth squeeze to him, and he's trying to tell him that he has to leave. Ben Frazier, he refuses to leave. He's there to redress his grievances. Watch what happens.
We're waiting. Go get it. You're not back yet?
Sir, I'm in his gate.
Go and get him. Go and get him. We're waiting for him. We're waiting.
Yes, we're waiting.
We're waiting for the government. We're the people. You heard that before? We're the people?
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, that's us.
Okay. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Once again, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the stream. Happy 2022. Right now, what we got going on is Ben Frazier, community activist out of Florida. He was there to redress grievances to Governor DeSantis. He was there to make a press conference, and now his staff, I say handlers, they want to kick him out because they don't want him there. They don't want him to redress his grievances to the governor. So they trespassing, ladies and gentlemen.
Your governor, by the way, throughout this pandemic, has been asleep at the wheel.
Yes.
Wow.
And in recent weeks, during the upsurge of the variant, this governor has been mysteriously missing in action.
Shout out to Mid-Ohio.
We are suggesting to you, sir, and to the rest of the world, that when it comes down to the public welfare, this governor does not care.
He doesn't care about us.
When it comes down to the people's welfare, this governor does not care.
So basically what they're doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is they're postponing this conference that the governor is supposed to have because they don't want him, Ben Frazier, the black man with the blue suit on, and a few of the people who are in the room with him. They don't want them in the room. They only want credentialed press, credentialed media, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they asking for, credentialed media. And we don't know where you can get credentialed press passes from. We don't know where to get that from. We never knew. There's no address. There's nowhere in the yellow pages or online to say where to get that from. All I know is it's in the First Amendment, freedom of press.
He doesn't care.
We're here to make clear our position. It's time for him to address the people.
Yes.
Go and get him.
Go get him. Face the people. Time to face the people. Yes.
Make sure y'all share this. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Down in Craig.
So he's trying to chase us out.
Jeffrey Young Sr.
Sir. Yes.
Anthony Johnson. Mike
Sir.
Ramirez.
No. You're not
Tommy
talking to a
guns.
child.
I'm not.
Okay?
I'm not.
Okay, let
So
me just
what I'm
tell
going
you.
to do
Okay,
is have the press
Persistent
conference.
level is futile.
Is this room ready
Was the
for-
Boston Tea Party orderly? Thank you. I think you get my point.
So you got DeSantis' handler right here telling him that they want things organized and orderly. They don't want people getting out of character. They want this thing conducted as if it was a play, okay? And Ben Frazier, once that man made that comment, that statement, Ben Frazier told him, he said, was the Boston Tea Party, was that orderly? Was the Boston Tea Party orderly? No, you get my drift. But see, it's 2022 and everything is staged now.
I understand what you're saying.
Sir, where is the news conference? We're trying to hold our public officials accountable.
Yes.
I think that is fair. I think that is reasonable that we hold our elected officials accountable. You, sir, are attempting to stop the people from gathering in a public building on public property to address a public official. That, sir, is absurd. Go and get the governor.
Shout out to Lane Cador, Joshua Kallick.
Go and get the governor. I'm through talking to you. Go and get the governor.
The governor in the back room hiding out until they clear him out.
You're not talking to me. You can
Go and get the governor. You make me leave.
All right, let's go.
Make me leave. I'm disobeying. I'm not. I'm not. End of question. End of con-
We got Joshua Kallick said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, he was in a state building. He didn't commit a crime. There's no reason for him to be trespassed. You know what? This is caught on a national level, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Frazier got the ball right now. And if he hold that thing right, this could be a big thing when it comes to 1A, the First Amendment, okay? This could be a big thing when it comes to the First Amendment. All right, this is caught on a national level in the state building, and this isn't just anybody.
Conversation. We're not moving. Go and get the governor. You're not back yet.
They are.
Charles Anthony Johnson. So now they done went to grab somebody else, and he's going to make an announcement to all of them.
Okay, so as the facilities manager of this property, yes, it is a state building.
Facilities manager.
But it's not open to the public, not every room in here. We conduct private business in some areas, and I'm gonna ask everyone who is not the media to leave the room so we can conduct business. You can say what you need to say outside here. If not, I'm gonna have you trespass off the property.
He just did it, ladies and gentlemen. He just threatened them with trespassing without them committing a crime. Because see that room right there, that's only for credentialed media. And the only place you can get that from is from the First Amendment. Okay? Pull out the Constitution, and that's your credentialed media right there. And that's for anybody in that room, government official, within their official capacity, or private citizen. So now this man is telling them that they're going to be trespassed because they are not part of the press, which is not true. First Amendment. All they got to do is pull out the First Amendment. Freedom of the press gives them every right to be there. Trespassing them from a public building, ladies and gentlemen.
Really?
Now we're gonna turn this to a trespass. We can't even talk to our governor. Isn't this a horrible
We can.
situation? No, we cannot.
But this is not the time and the place,
But
right?
we wanna ask a question.
There never
You don't-
seems to be a time and a place for this. He
I have a
sneaks
question.
into town and
It seems as though they're speaking of time, place, and manner, okay? This is a public forum that's being conducted. It's a press conference. The people are allowed to be there.
he leaves. We want
They can't make up their own rules when they want to make announcements on hot topics, as you know, since what they've been talking about lately. Hot topics as far as the latest situation going on with the health crisis these days. They can't do that indoors and keep it closed within them, okay? The people are allowed to be there and redress their grievance. They are allowed to do that.
Talk to the governor.
Okay,
We
so
want
I
to talk to
said,
him about.
What is the private
We want to
business?
talk to him
It's
about.
conducted. You said it's gonna be private business. What's private business?
not private, we have
It's a press
areas
conference.
out here, for example, downstairs is,
It's a
Where-
press conference, sir.
So it's private meeting that the public.
This man is gonna talk about the health and
Not have the
well-being
right
of this
to understand
state,
what the private business is.
and we should be allowed to be here.
There's nothing private about public health, sir.
So the public is business.
We've got an ongoing pandemic in the world. And this man comes down from Tallahassee, but doesn't want the public to be in the press conference. What sense does that make?
That's
Is
crazy.
there, my name is
Does it
Frazier,
make
I'm with the
sense?
governor's office. Can I have your name?
Back in the golden-
Yeah, my name is Wells Todd.
Hi, Wells, it's nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
and I'm with
Yeah,
Take Them Down
yeah,
in Jacksonville. And I
okay,
want to talk to the governor about his
Okay.
Your
policies
number was here.
regarding the pandemic,
no, you guys.
regarding critical race theory,
Okay.
regarding House Bill 1,
Okay.
regarding all of his policies
Okay,
that are negatively affecting the community.
And SB 90.
sure, well, we appreciate that sentiment, and we appreciate that you guys want to be heard and you're voicing your opinions. What I would like to do is if we can get something arranged, can I give you our business card so we can?
We have
have a
asked the
conversation,
governor to
please?
come to
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
we'll accept his
for a
business
year.
card.
Sure, this is just the communications office and you as well, ma'am.
Thank
Okay, let's get this started. Hang on. Just a minute. Can,
So
we're here for a press
what kind of
conference. If we can get this
private-
sort of
what kind of
set and set back up, we're gonna go
Well-
ahead and take care of this separately if we could. But if you guys could get ready for the press conference, we would appreciate that. And let's just get some order back into the situation, please.
What's the private?
So for you
what's
guys,
the private business?
I'm sorry,
He said it was private business. What's the private business that is?
we're gonna start the press conference. That's what I meant.
Good, well, that's
Wow.
public
Let's go
business.
ahead and get this, but we're gonna get the cameras there and we would like to get something arranged with you guys so we can have this conversation and make sure that it's constructive. So
Sure,
let's go ahead and do that, but
we-
let's go
we-
ahead and get
yeah.
this back on to the press conference, please. We'd like to get started, and as long as this goes on, we can't get started, so can we, if we
Why
can do that,
not?
we would appreciate it.
Why not? Why can't they get started? Because they don't want those people there in that state building where private citizens are allowed. This is what's going on in your local state, okay? They're basically clinching everything together and keeping us out of it, all right? They're keeping it clinched. You go to City Hall, they don't want you in there, they tell you to roll, and we used to dealing with it. We are used to fucking dealing with it. Shouts back to
We're
you.
not saying you're trespassing, we're not being.
Randy Williams.
He said that.
We're actively, but I didn't say that, so let's have a conversation,
Well, can
let's
you
work to get
clarify
this
what that
organized.
means?
Carrie Espinoza,
There was a threat
T and
here. We're
accountability.
going to be trespassed.
Or some promise?
This is the gentleman. Could you explain what he's talking about, please?
Well, this is
Yes,
the
I'm
Florida
facility
Department of
manager.
Law Enforcement, and if they've asked you to leave, then that's the case.
That's what?
Well, if he's with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement,
No, he's not.
I'm
I'm
just
the
getting
department,
here.
I'm the department manager.
No, he's
Yeah.
not. He's not with law enforcement.
But if they've asked you to leave, if the facilities have asked you to leave, then I think that's the polite thing to do. But we're
What crime did they commit? They asking them to leave. They can ask them to leave all they want, but in order to be trespassed, they have to commit a crime. They're in a public building. They're allowed to be there. They're not committing a crime. It's the staff that's in this public building. They're the ones that's committing the crime against these good people who wants to redress their grievances.
happy to interact with you guys, but they've asked you to leave.
We appreciate that, but
Yeah.
this is a public building,
Sure,
and we don't intend on moving.
sure, okay. Thank you for the conversation, but again, we'd like to start our press
I
conference.
like this old head right here. Ben Frazier in the blue suit. He's letting them know repeatedly, we're not going nowhere. Not leaving. I'm allowed to be here. I'm in a public building.
Yeah,
We can't do
please,
that
please feel
until you
free.
guys leave after ask the
Please,
request.
please go ahead with your news conference.
But we can't do that until we've asked you to leave.
So
And
why-
you need
why
to
do
leave.
we
You
have
need
to-
to
Why do we
leave.
have to leave? It's a public
What's
building.
Because we're having a private press
Then
conference.
a
and you're
private
disrupting
press
that.
conference
We're
with a
having-
public
We
official?
don't allow the members of the public to come to the
Excuse
press
me, ma'am.
conference.
Let me just get this straight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She said it right there. We don't allow members of the public to come to these press conferences, okay? So somewhere along the line, this shit been changed. When press conferences are being addressed to the public, somewhere along the fucking line, the public's not allowed to be there. Shout out to Henry Hodges.
In a private news conference with a public official on
We don't
public
allow members of
property.
the public to come to our press conferences. This is for members of the media with the elected officials. They have the conversation. If we want to have a separate conversation that you guys want to have.
But here's my question to you. Here's my
What about
question.
the press
Alfred
conferences
Staggs.
where he's at schools, where he's had the whole school there, and other places where
But
he's had his
those, we,
people
for
around
security
for
reasons,
him.
we know who those people are.
So
I
there's
know
a
who we
question,
are. I just
the
told you
question
about it.
regarding
None
security.
of this shit is law, okay? And I'm pretty sure none of this bullshit that's coming out this woman's mouth is even in their policy. This shit is being made the fuck up as she goes along. I guarantee it. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Come on. Look, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, and you can come up and tell me I'm wrong. You can come up and tell me I'm wrong. Here you go, right here. Put this shit up in here for y'all.
There is
Would you
no
like my ID?
security. So if we can move everyone out of the press conference.
We're not moving.
We're happy to have this conversation.
We're not moving.
Wow.
This is a public
Standing his
building on
ground.
public property with the public official. What about the voice of the people,
Sir,
young
please don't
lady?
scream at me. We're
I'm
happy
not
to have this
screaming, I'm
conversation.
speaking
Yes, you are.
up just as loudly
You're
as
being
Patrick Henry did when he said, give me liberty or give me
Mr.
death.
We're
Wow.
having
Ma'am,
lawyers
we're,
You're
as
being-
Patrick, the public building on public property with the public official. What about the voice of the people,
Sir,
young
please don't
lady?
scream at me. We're
I'm
happy to
not
have this
screaming.
So when this man projects his voice, he has to be screaming. See, this is the soft squeeze that they apply to try to, escalate the situation, as if this party right here, Ben Frazier with the blue suit on, the people that's in the room with him, as if they're causing trouble. Excuse me, sir, please just don't raise your voice at me. That's the bullshit that they try to, slide in.
I'm speaking up just as loudly as Patrick Henry did when he said, give me liberty or give me death.
We're happy to ignore an entire
Ma'am,
thing.
we're not.
Shout out to Trent Steele. He said, what are they protesting about? Well, let's get into the print real quick and find out. I have no idea. I just know he wanted to redress his grievance against Governor DeSantis. Jacksonville, Florida. Community members angry over Governor Ron DeSantis' handling of the pandemic and other issues made their voices heard Tuesday morning before the governor was set to hold a news conference in Jacksonville. There you go, Ben Frazier right there. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, spoiler, he got arrested. Community activist Ben Frazier stood in a room inside the state offices where the governor was slated to speak with health officials and ended up in a heated exchange with some of the governor's staffers. One staffer asked Frazier to leave the room, but he refused, saying he had a right to be in the public space. We're not moving. Go and get the governor, Frazier said defiantly to the other staffers. The facilities manager then came in asking to see everyone's press credentials as a uniformed officer stood in the middle of the room. Ain't that some shit? The facilities manager. The facilities manager said that while the building is a state building, they conduct private business in some areas and ask everyone who is not with the media to leave the room or risk being trespassed from the property. Private matters, okay? Private business. They are conducting, or should I say the governor is conducting, a press conference. Isn't that public? Am I wrong? If that's not public, somebody let me the fuck know. Shout outs Paul Oberg one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lawsuit. All right? This sparked a vocal response from the activists who declined to leave. There's nothing private about public health, Frazier said. Another staffer then came out offering a business card for the governor's communications office so she could get something arranged and make sure that it's constructive. We appreciate that, Frazier said, but this is a public building and we don't intend on moving. The heated exchange continued and eventually ended with Frazier in handcuffs being led from the building and placed in a marked police car. Why am I being handcuffed? Am I being arrested? Frazier asked as he was led from the room. DeSantis press secretary Christina Pushaw released a statement about the incident. The press conference is for credentialed media. The press conference is for credentialed media to cover information from the governor's office and state leaders that is important for the public to hear. Mr. Frazier is an activist, not a member of the press. Wow. So fuck the First Amendment, okay? Fuck freedom of the press. Mr. Frazier, who the fuck gave the media the fucking seat to sit on over everybody else? Huh? Who gave them the government? This is why I tell you not to trust your fucking government, because your government will trust the fucking media before they trust the people. That's why they put them in position. Mr. Frazier is an activist, not a member of the press. Every citizen has the right to protest in public places, but not to trespass in a secured facility in order to disrupt a press briefing, in order to disrupt the press. So they're projecting. They're projecting what he was going to do, okay? Though these people couldn't have been orderly like they were, I just see that there's a difference going on in this video. And, he was against not leaving the room. He wasn't unorderly. He was not unorderly, okay? Or disorderly, should I say. He was not disorderly. Every citizen has the right to protest in public places where he was, but not to trespass. Trespass, okay? How is he trespassing? But not to trespass in a secured facility. How is he trespassing in a secure facility if it's open to the public? How did they get into the fucking room? I'm pretty sure these good, smart people out of Jacksonville weren't just going to barge into a room that had a sign saying secured area. Okay? None of this, all this is bullshit right here. Every citizen has the right to protest in public places, but not to trespass in a secure facility in order to disrupt a press briefing and prevent information from being conveyed to the public. Okay. All right. Well, let me get back to this.
Moving, hear me out.
Okay, well,
Nothing personal towards you, ma'am, okay? Nothing personal towards you. Towards the governor, yes.
You'd like to have a conversation with him, and we're happy to do that.
Good, and we're ready to have it.
Again, the press conferences are not open.
We are ready to have that conversation.
Shout out Geo's Truth.
We are ready to have that conversation with the governor.
And what was your name? I didn't catch your name.
My name is Ben Frazier. I'm the founder and president of the Northside Coalition of Jacksonville, one of 6 plaintiffs suing your governor.
Okay, I understand that.
Right, for HB1.
He just plugged himself right there. If y'all want to hear that again, ladies and gentlemen, he just plugged himself right there.
Ready to have that conversation with the governor.
And what was your name? I didn't catch your name.
My name is Ben Frazier. I'm the founder and president of the Northside Coalition of Jacksonville, one of 6 plaintiffs suing your governor.
Okay, I understand that.
Right, for HB1. So here's the
We're all
deal.
representing the community that y'all have let suffer because you keep ignoring this pandemic, and that's really what's disrespectful. And I'm sorry that we're being disruptive or whatever, but it's been disruptive to our lives. The fact that we're here having to go to work, don't know if we're gonna catch COVID, don't know if we have it, can't get tested, all the funds are drying up, there's no state facilities to get tested. That's disrespectful. That's why we're here. Like, this is the state of emergency. I don't wanna be here at 9:30 in the morning at some press conference or whatever. But that's how important it is to us, and that's what we need you to realize. So when you say, you're trying to pacify us, and you're trying to say, the governor's happy to speak with us, I don't really think he is.
No.
But now that the media is watching and everything, do you think that we could have a sit down
this
with the
is
governor?
constructive to
Yes, it
do
is.
this in this way?
Yes,
If
yes,
it
we
could
do.
actually resolve
I don't think it's-
Yes.
Again, we're happy to have this conversation, but I need
Great, and
everyone to.
schedule it. We're not leaving.
This is not an appropriate way to do this.
Says who?
Says everyone.
Says who?
We have-
Everyone does not agree with you.
And so I appreciate that that's your
Yeah,
sentiment, but that's. this
what
is-
about the
this is
voice of the
disrespectful.
people?
Again, we're happy to listen to.
We're
you.
the
We're happy to
people.
have those other
Then great, then let's have the news
Really,
conference.
we'd like to be able to do
Let's
that.
conduct
But until
it.
you leave, we
Let's
can't do
find
that,
out.
sir, because this
Is the governor afraid to meet with the people?
No, he's not afraid.
We are his constituency. Is
So
the
I
governor
appreciate
afraid to
that.
meet with the people?
No.
We mean him no harm.
No.
We come in peace.
Well, we don't know.
This is a peaceful, ma'am. Why don't you run our licenses? I'm prepared to show you mine. and I'm sure everybody else here as well.
Again, we're here for a
We-
press
we
conference.
come
We're here
in
to have this
peace.
conversation, and I appreciate
We
that.
come in
Yes.
peace.
And you have my business card.
How many of y'all think he gonna get convicted on this charge right here? I bet this get thrown out. I'm going all the way for a lawsuit, but if he don't get the lawsuit, how much y'all want to bet that there's going to be no charges? I just want to hear in the chat. I want to see in the chat what y'all think.
Right.
Let's get connected all
Okay, the bottom line is,
Yes.
this is a peaceful,
Yes, and no one's calling
this is
any
a
violence,
peaceful,
nothing like that.
okay, so don't imply anything else,
No,
okay?
but there are still things that we.
But you've already said that we're gonna be trespassed.
Because you are trespassing. And
Says who?
Says this.
Oh, how do you get trespassed on public?
Asked you to leave.
How do you get, there we go. The governor's running, look, the governor's running. When it comes down to public welfare, this governor does not care. When it comes to public welfare, this governor does not care. This governor does not care. When it comes down to public welfare.
All right, so how many think that this is a valid lawsuit? How many think that he might run into trouble with this lawsuit? How many think it's a slam dunk lawsuit? I think he could go. I think if he got the ball right now in his hands, okay? This just got caught on the national level. You know, this is not just auditors out there with their camera showing you every day this bullshit. No, this is a community activist who's he don't even have a camera in his hand. This got caught on the national level. This is all over the country right now.
This governor does not care. He does not want to meet with this public. He wants to run away and tuck his tail between his legs. Why?
He wants to.
He doesn't want
He really
to.
does want
He
to.
wants
The bottom line is,
But they can't hear
he
him.
doesn't want to deal with the people. What about the voice of the people? What about the voice of the people? Got your cards. Got your cards. News conference. Where's the news conference? Where's the news conference gonna be?
Somewhere
Where's the
quiet.
news conference gonna be? We're not leaving.
You don't want the people to hear.
We're not leaving.
People to hear you.
We're not leaving.
How is the governor supposed to?
You don't want the people to hear the
The
governor.
facilities manager speak for the
The
governor's
governor is
office.
trying to address the people, and he cannot do it.
He speaks for the governor's office.
And unfortunately, this is.
That's what.
So again, we appreciate the sentiment.
Tell them we said, welcome to Jacksonville, and stop running and hiding.
Thank you, sir.
Tell them to stop running and hiding and meet with the people.
Again, we're gonna ask that we get this situated for a press conference in whatever capacity that we can. We just conduct professional business, and we appreciate that you guys were able to come out. We will work on getting this material reset as we are able. Again,
Charles
we can
Nene
also leave
Garcia.
It's a secure facility. It's an FDLE building.
We are citizens. We come in peace.
For law enforcement.
We are.
Material reset as we are able. Again, you've been asked to leave. It's a secure facility. It's an FDLE
It's a secure facility.
building.
We
Are able. Again, you've been asked to leave. It's a secure facility. It's an FDLE building.
We are citizens. We come in peace.
For law enforcement.
We are peaceful citizens.
For law enforcement.
We are
reasons,
peaceful
trespassing.
citizens, man.
So thank you.
We come in
Again,
peace.
I appreciate the sentiment, but it's still a secure building.
Shout out to
Both of
Mega
those things need-
BT.
So, thank you.
Is that for y'all, Mr. Frazier, leave?
Yes,
Or
we're
anybody
asking,
that is
we're asking
non-credentialed?
everyone who is not
This
credentialed.
is a
leave,
locked room. You cannot walk off the street, go up these stairs and walk into this room. It stays locked. It's by appointment only.
So now it's being said that this is a locked room. It stays locked. But is there anything outside of this room saying that this is a restricted area? This is after the point where the people were allowed to go into the room intending to hear a press conference. But because now the staffers of the building and the handlers of DeSantis's camp don't want the people in the room, now it's being said that this is a room that's always been locked. It's not for the people to be in here. But is there any type of notification outside that room saying that? That's what I'm saying. Okay? Because if it's law, it has to be stated.
Correct.
And we have had some people make an appointment today, and I unlocked this room for them. And that's what this room was for.
Got it.
In which
I
case,
asked
we do
y'all to
again
leave.
have to ask you to leave.
And y'all did.
Mr. Frazier? Sir, you've been asked to leave, so I'm going to have to ask you to respectfully go ahead and leave out of the room if you'd like to conduct any business you can.
Sergeant Gerald.
And I'm actually asking all of you to leave. It's not just Mr. Frazier, I'm asking all of you to leave.
I'm not the only person here.
Sir, you also do not have any credentials, so you're also
We're
asked to
happy
leave.
to
Ladies,
get
if
this
you don't have credentials,
situated.
you're
We'd
welcome
like
to
to
hang out
have this-
downstairs on the
this-
outside. Thank you.
We're happy to have this conversation. We're happy, we're here for a press conference. We're not here to cover drama. We have.
So now they arrested him. Now they arrested.
Arrested, sir.
Wow.
And
We'd like
for
to
what
talk to you
reason
about
am I being
coronavirus. We'd
detained?
like to be able to do this, but we're asking you to leave respectfully. This is an event for credentialed media. This is an event for
The
credentialed
governor is
media.
afraid to
Thank you.
meet with the people.
The government.
He is an enemy of the people. He is an enemy of the people. He is an enemy of the people. When it comes to public welfare, this governor does not care. When it comes to public welfare, this governor does not care. When it comes to public welfare, this governor does not care. This governor does not care. Why am I the only person being
Because we
detained?
again are asking everyone that is a protester to leave. Thank you.
My feelings right here. My feelings right here. So where's my vehicle? So where's my vehicle? Wait a minute, out, wow, whoa. Hey, okay, wait a minute. I need to be able to get on this vehicle.
Guys, we're here for.
I do, I don't know why you have me in handcuffs, why?
We're here for.
Why am I being handcuffed?
Reset for the press conference.
Why am I being handcuffed?
Because we're asking.
Why am I being handcuffed?
Mr. Frazier, if.
I have not done anything to anyone. Why am I being handcuffed?
Mr. Frazier, please.
Why am I being handcuffed? Why am I being handcuffed, Sergeant Gerald? I asked a question. Why am I being handcuffed? Am I being arrested?
Wow.
Am I being arrested? I'm asking a question. Am I being arrested? There are other people here. Why are they not being handcuffed?
I'm uploading this now, uninterrupted. If y'all want to hear my voice, y'all want to go through this again, it's being uploaded now. It should be up there within the next 10 minutes or less. But there will be an uninterrupted version uploading on YouTube, on the Resistance channel as well.
Can I ask you to step down on the side, okay, if there's any business, okay? Outside the building.
Charles Big Big.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Ladies, thank you, guys. Thank you for your cooperation. Sir, likewise. Get yourself out the door here. There it is.
Why am I being handcuffed?
Sir, likewise, please. Officer Charlie, I will show you the way out. Thank you, sir.
You write down that.
Shout out Streets of Gold. Shout out to Geo's Truth. He says their agenda is to lock down and mask up and all other mandates. And I believe he's talking about Ben Frazier. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I understand you. I definitely understand what you're saying. But also what I understand is that if they'll take his rights away, they'll take yours and mine away as well. So I understand that he may have a different view than what most may have, or what some may have, but they still taking away rights. In my opinion, I think that's the appalling part of it. Shout out to Geo's Truth for putting that out there, though.
Elderly. Really? Yes. Because he ain't going to talk about how he's going to pay.
Then do I need to take anything? Can he give me anything of his wallet, his whatever? I'm not going to.
Shout out to Sid Kelly. He says, if there are no charges, can't he sue to get it to court? He definitely can, but I don't know if he's going to win it. Because now they're claiming that room was a secure area. Okay? So funny that they were able to walk through it like elephants before the altercation happened, that public people couldn't be in the room. But I feel that they're going to raise that issue about it being a secure area and it's going to knock his lawsuit right out the way. But that don't mean he shouldn't try it. That don't mean he shouldn't go forth.
I'm not going to listen.
He's disabled too, right?
Yes, he has a disability. Then please tell him who I am so you can give me your...
Shout out to Carrie Espinoza. She says, we are the land of the free to express and access. I hear that.
Wallet and things.
To express and access. Sorry. We are the land of the free to express and access. Resistant level is futile, says federal courts have ruled multiple times. Now all mandates are unconstitutional and government overreach.
What's your name? It's not a violent offense. Okay. Wait for taxpayer dollars. Wait for taxpayer dollars. They should have let him out.
Let me see if I can. I seen that there was a video out. He's out already, ladies and gentlemen. This happened hours ago. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to jump on it exactly when it happened, but when I seen it, I wanted to bring it to y'all. He's supposed to have had a press conference himself, Ben Frazier, speaking about the incident. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see. Ben Frazier arrested. Here we go. This was 3 hours ago.
News 4 Jack starts right now with a breaking news alert.
Everyone out of the press conference.
Now at noon, a showdown at the governor's planned news conference earlier this morning. A group of local political activists forcibly removed.
Go and get the governor. I'm through talking to you. Go and get the governor. Go and get the governor. Make me leave. Make me leave.
So after that heated exchange between local political activist Ben Frazier and members of the governor's staff, Frazier was arrested and removed from the building. JSO officers put Frazier into a cruiser and gave trespassing warnings to the small group of activists that were there with him. About a half hour later, the governor held that news conference, but in a different place. The local station's on top of this story, covering several angles. We begin with Jim Piggott, who is live at the state office building.
Shout out
Jim.
to this resistance.
You know, this is the complex right off Davis Street where I'm standing, where all of this happened, upstairs and outside here. Now, Ben Frazier's he's very vocal. He's always been protesting, been trying to get his message across. Well, he did that today, and he told me a little bit earlier that he was ready to be arrested. But I want to show you some video that Ben actually sent me after he was arrested, sitting in the back of the police car as the officer is describing the charges against him. Take a listen.
Whoa.
Notice to appear citation in lieu of a physical arrest and going to jail is what you were issued today.
What?
But I was in fact arrested.
You were arrested and you are being released on your own recognizance, and that's the way JSO policy is written. Yes, sir. For certain crimes, citizens can be issued a notice to appear if you qualify for it, and today you did qualify for that, Mr. Frazier, so therefore you were issued to it like any other citizen would be, and you're released on your own recognizance, and you'll have to follow up with the courts in regards to the charges that.
This motherfucker talking too fast. Wait a minute, I gotta rewind this shit. What the fuck did he say?
You were arrested and you are being released on your own recognizance, and that's the way JSO policy is written. Yes, sir. For certain crimes, citizens can be issued a notice to appear if you qualify for it, and today you did qualify for that, Mr. Frazier, so therefore you were issued to it like any other citizen would be, and you're released on your own recognizance, and you'll have to follow up with the courts in regards to the charges at a later date.
It's suspected that he's being charged with trespassing, though, as you heard, the officer never said that. Ben was released. In fact, just a short time ago, I talked to him about what his goal was with all of this, what he thinks of what happened. Here's what he told me. What do you think of all of this? What happened to you in there? What do you think this says?
I think it's another stunning example of the governor's attempt to stop black organizers from protesting peaceably. First Amendment rights and public expression is critical to a functioning democracy. This is what this is all about. The governor should not attempt to stop the people from being heard.
You know, they're charging you with trespassing on this. What did you want to get across? What were you protesting?
We're protesting the fact that this governor has been an enemy of the people. It's about time that we call it just like it is. This governor has attempted to stop us from exercising our First Amendment rights, which are the most basic and fundamental rights of the American democracy. This governor has been asleep at the wheel during the pandemic, and in recent weeks, he has been, in fact, missing in action as it relates to what to do about the pandemic.
You told me you were planning to get arrested if that came to this choice. Do you plan to continue these types of protests?
We will continue in the tradition of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and John Lewis to make good trouble. The fact of the matter is that this is nothing new in terms of the civil rights struggle. This is, in fact, not just a moment. This is a movement. We are accepting the baton in the relay race of history passed on to us by activists who considered to do the same thing long before us.
So you're hearing what Ben Frazier had to say, why he did all this. Of course, we're going to be trying to find out the reaction of what's going on with the governor as well. But Ben's no stranger to this. He's done this before at City Hall.
Shout out Andre Lifer. Race baiting just because he black. Actor, stop being fooled. Wear his mask if he's so concerned. Listen, I'm exposing this because this is violation of the First Amendment. That's what I'm on. Most of y'all know that. It's not necessarily the viewpoint he's coming from. I'm just going to put it like this. If the Ku Klux Klan is still able to walk down the street with burning crosses, this man should be able to redress his grievances to the governor. That's all I'm saying. And if his rights is going to be taken away, then all of our rights could be taken away. Just like that. I'm not on the viewpoint. I'm not focusing on the viewpoint. I'm focusing on First Amendment.
But he's not been arrested before. He was ready for that. For now, we're live downtown. Jim Piggott, Channel 4, the local station.
Now, Jim, there were others that were in that same room, back up against the wall, who said, now, we weren't there to protest. We did want to talk to the governor because, number one, we believe that he's been basically missing in action. He hasn't talked to a lot of people who have different philosophies about the way we should be treated when it comes to COVID, and he's not listening to us. We just wanted to hear, what he had to say about our philosophy about COVID, because we too believe he's been missing in action when it comes to COVID.
And that's right. They were there. They had signs as well asking that question. They wanted more testing sites. They wanted the mask mandate, the removal of that, actually to be reinstated for schools. So they had questions as well. But it was Ben Frazier who was the one that was being vocal out there. And that's probably the reason behind his.
So like I was saying, the viewpoint was really not what I was focusing on. It was the violation of the First Amendment. Shout outs to Andre Leifer. I guess to my response, he said, Asian, bro, Asian. And you know what? I hear you, Andre. And that's a shame that when you deliver news, it's always a psyop or it's always an Asian involved. It's a shame that we live today in 2022 and it's always something that has to be tainted with the news that's given. That shit is crazy. You know, another reason not to trust your government. You think what I'm saying? But hey, I'm not an agent. I just try to show you shit that I see. I see violation of the First Amendment. Burning crosses are still allowed to be protected under the First Amendment. And I believe this man's voice should be protected the same way because, listen, his viewpoint is maybe different from mine, but if they take his rights away, then I'm worried about my shit. That's all I'm saying.
His removal, the others followed suit as well.
News 4 Jack starts right now.
That was Ben Frazier, ladies and gentlemen. This got arrested a couple hours ago, Jacksonville, Florida, to redress grievances to Governor DeSantis. DeSantis was going to hold a press conference. They delayed the press conference because Ben Frazier and his camp didn't want to leave. And when he refused to leave, they arrested him. Just brought it to y'all as soon as I found out. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all came through on this one. I appreciate that. Let me just put this out there now while everybody is in here. I got a chapter that just started about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's called The Resistance South, okay? That's down in New Orleans and NO. Okay, no, I'm sorry. It's in Louisiana. I'm not going to say it's in the NO, but this person, he came to me and he gave me some information. He gave me a video that he wanted me to show you guys, and you guys have seen it. And he changed his channel to The Resistance South. So I said, you know, rather than have this all on my back and keep trying to spread this movement of recording and, you know, just doing this all by myself and, you know, kind of like beating myself up because I haven't been doing it like I was when I started out. I think we can all share this, you know. I need a chapter in the West Coast. I need a chapter in the Pacific Northwest. I need a chapter in the Northeast. I need a chapter in the Midwest. I need a chapter in the Southeast. So that's what I'm putting out there. And it's just us sharing this whole resistance because we are the resistance. You think what I'm saying? We are the resistance. And it's us sharing this movement to get everybody into the know of our rights and, you know, what we can do and exposing. So just put that out there, y'all. You know, I'm the resistance, but we are the resistance, and I can't do it by myself. So maybe, you know, we can share this thing and create the movement, make it bigger. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Ben Frazier arrested in Jacksonville, Florida. First Amendment violation. Andre Leifer said fishy. Shout out to Sid Kelly, William Sharon, Streets of Gold, Miss Resistance, Jeffrey Young Sr., ex-bootlicker. Shout out to ex-bootlicker. Alec Baldwin's not prop gun. What's up? Geo's Truth. Shout outs to Geo's Truth. Deanna Latre. We love the resistance. He's got the courage to stand up for everybody's rights. Thanks a lot, Deanna. I appreciate that. Cindy Lou, Carrie Espinosa, D. Hayes, Carl Stenbeck, my man Carl Stenbeck. Shout out to Carl Stenbeck. Miss B, resistant level is futile. I appreciate y'all. David S. Odell. Trent Steele. Henry Hodges. Megami T. Nene Garcia. Paulo Bird 1. I'm out of here, y'all. Till next time. It's the Resistance. Oh yeah, the upload should be the uninterrupted upload of Ben Frazier being arrested. It should be available now. Y'all want to watch that uninterrupted without hearing my big mouth? Just go to my channel. It says uninterrupted. Governor DeSantis handler is called 911 on black community activist Ben Frazier. Y'all be safe. I'm out of here.